Okay, 38, possibly a little on the lower side. Uh, I would have expected this to be in the region of about, as I said, 42, 43. Okay. There's no sectional cutoff in IIFT. At least it has not been there till last year. Okay. Kanika, how will they distribute result? What result are we talking about? If you have taken the test at the center on the OMR sheet, the OMR sheets will be sent to us in Delhi. It will be scanned and your results will be then sent back to you. Okay, so your SIS. Okay, those of you who have not got the question paper, uh, we will be having questions in front of us. Please make sure you either have the question paper tomorrow from the center, whichever you are enrolled in, because the papers are available at all the centers. Okay. 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 So let me see if there are any question in the chat box. Okay. Okay, Rishi, the answer to question 80 is C. Okay. Okay, so Ashish, if it is not available at, okay, okay, that's okay. We'll make it available tomorrow. Those of you who don't have the question paper or it was not available at your center or the answer key, we'll try to have it available tomorrow. Okay, okay, which else is there? 39 is possibly on the edge of a good score in this paper. As I said a little while ago, uh, I would say a cutoff for this paper should be about 40 to 43 marks. On the lower side, it go to 40. On the higher side, it could go to 45. But I would say 42 would be a good score to look at for this paper. Okay, another question. Yes, someone is asking about PDP. PDP will start after IIFT at most of the centers. Couple of centers might start earlier or later, but most of the centers will start PDP around first week of December. Uh, IIFT paper has not declared whether they have sectional cutoff or not. Okay. 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 Yes. Okay. Great. I am the host now, so I can start. Okay. Yeah, Priya, you can also enroll for the PDB program of Career Launcher. Even if your test is shown, you can enroll for it separately. Okay. So give me a few minutes while I set up the PDF and then we'll start the session. 8:01, so another 5 odd minutes is when we'll start the session. Yeah. Okay, so I should be audible now. Let me just repeat what I was saying earlier. We have this session on 19th November, GK3 session by Rajat. Tomorrow, on 20th, we have this session by Neeraj Prasad, the IIFT 2009-11 paper, or the IIFT which was conducted in 2008. Okay, so there's effectively IIFT conducted in 2008. Okay. Thirdly, the session which was done yesterday's session, which was 17/11/2012, the session by Jijo, which was one of the IIFT papers. I think it was 2008 paper possibly. Okay, 2008 paper. Okay. This had to be cancelled yesterday, and because of network issues in Bombay, for tomorrow. And we had hoped to schedule it for today, but many students called back and sent mails saying that requesting us to defer it to 21st or 22nd because of the mock IIFT today. So we are rescheduling this. Those of you who have enrolled for this session also will be getting a mail tomorrow evening or latest day after tomorrow morning, confirming what is the exact schedule which will be there for this. This is likely to be conducted either on 21st or on 22nd. You will get a complete detail of it tomorrow in the evening or day after tomorrow via email. Okay. So let's quickly go through the paper then. Okay. So, okay. Yeah. Okay. Let's just have a look at the paper structure before we move on. Okay. Now, when we look at this particular paper, again, this is exactly on the lines of IIFT paper which was conducted last year. So, similar to mock IIFT, mock to IIFT paper conducted last year. In this paper, the first section is reasoning. Okay. So let me be putting down the details for you. Okay. And remember, my point always has been that you should do this. You should, let me say, scan the paper before you start attempting it. And today's session focus is essentially how best this paper should have been attempted. Which question should have been attempted, which question definitely should not have been attempted, what was a decent score in each of these sections, and what would be a good overall score. Okay. So first section is reasoning, 21 questions. Okay. Second section is GK, another 21 questions, but a weightage of 0.5. Third section, reading comprehension, 15 questions, which will possibly mean 3 passages. Or maybe 4 passages at best. Okay. Weightage of 0.75. Section 4. Section 4 is English usage. Okay. 23 questions, 0.75 weightage, which is a little on the higher side as compared to the earlier papers of IIFT. Section 5 is quantitative aptitude, again as per the norm, the highest weightage, and the last section is data interpretation, 16. Okay. So with this here, I am going to start the paper the way I attempted it. So I am starting obviously with the GK, because I believe in starting with GK so that I can quickly get rid of one specific area. Okay. And this is a section which I would not make any guesses. Either I will mark the answer or I will leave the question completely. Okay. So very quickly we'll go through these questions of GK. I'll try to add a bit of data for you wherever I can. While I'm sure you know the answer, and some of these questions you'll know the answer. In any case, okay. Which of the following groups is a permanent member? This is fine. More importantly, the United Nations Security Council has got 5 permanent members and 10 non-permanent members, so the total strength is 15. The non-permanent members are taken for are there for a stint of 2 years. Okay. and every year 5 new permanent members, non-permanent members join in. So when I'm looking at Security Council, the data which you need to remember is 5 permanent members, 10 non-permanent members. 5 non-permanent members retire every year, and a new set of 5 comes in, and which means a non-permanent member has a stint of 2 years. Okay. Match the following with the capital given. This should not have been difficult, and match the following. As long as you are able to identify one or two, you should be able to get the answer. Okay. So make sure when you are looking at these questions, you go straight by. You go straight by the choices. You just identify one item and you start working on that basis. Okay. So I'll not get into this one. 17th summit of SARC. Again, a question which is, as I said earlier, a yes or a no question. Importantly, the clue lays somewhere here. Okay. This is the capital of Sri Lanka, capital of Bangladesh, capital of Maldives, but Adu city is also in Maldives. So both these cities are in Maldives, and the correct answer was Adu city. Not a question where any kind of guesswork should happen. There is not a question in which any kind of guesswork should happen. Let me just go back. Okay. Not a question 24 in which any kind of guesswork should happen. Similarly, question number 25, I did not have an idea, but all I remembered was Women's Day is in March, and that was able to, there I was able to eliminate a couple of choices, which is D has to be 3. This is wrong, but here I was stuck, so I just left the question. Please remember, no guesswork to be done out here. Yes, match the following, but it is yes, no. Either you know the answer or you do not know. Eliminate choices, great, but if you can't, don't worry too much about it. Okay, just for the knowledge of everyone, I hope you are aware, but nevertheless, one of the things which you should be aware are the members of SARC. SARC has 8 members. Okay. India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Nepal, Sri Lanka, Bhutan, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the 7th member would be Burma. I hope I am correct out here. Okay. Burma, Maldives. And the last one is the latest member is Afghanistan. So a question could come on this. Typically, when you look at the question that come in IIFT, they are somewhere connected to what is happening in the world at this point of time. Okay. 27, 28. Okay, again we can just skip these questions. But it would be interesting for you to know what are these organizations based in question number 28. This is a question which I don't think anyone would have got right. Okay, north to south, these are mountain ranges. These are minor mountain ranges, and hence people would miss them out. I'm sure for most of you the only known name would be Ajanta, and I would assume this question would be left by most of you, or should have been left by most of you. Okay. Question 28, the only additional information I would like to give you is the capital, where these organizations based. World Bank is based in Washington DC, which is capital of USA. IMF is also based in Washington DC. Asian Development Bank is based in Manila, Philippines. And the World Trade Organization is based in Geneva. Okay. Just a bit of additional information to help you. Okay. Just a quick check. Are all of you able to see the PPT or not? Just please put the yes or no. No one is able to see the PPT. Okay, let me just try to see what is the issue then. Okay, let me just reload the PPT. I'll just switch it off and reload it. Okay, let me reload it. Okay, can you see the PDF now, which has come up here now? Great. So yes. Oh, oh Martin. It's still not visible. Okay, I shared a whiteboard. Can you see this whiteboard? Please put the yes or not. Okay, this whiteboard is visible. The whiteboard visible seems to be visible to. Is this visible? Okay. Alpes, I'm giving the host rights. I've been passing on the host rights to you. I will log out and log in again. I don't know if there's some issue with my laptop, or is what the issue. Okay. Okay. So the whiteboard is visible to most, so I don't think that's an issue. Coming back to this. Okay. Is the paper visible now? Is the paper visible? The table which gives the structure of yes. Okay. Okay, I will just log out and log in again. Alpet, I am giving the host rights for a little while. Okay, so let me just give that to you, and I will log in again. Change role to presenter. I am making the presenter Alpet. I am also giving the host rights. I will log in, log out, and log in again, and then please pass on the rights back to me.
Just an announcement, everybody will be getting the PDF of this mock tomorrow on the class apart. As VP discussed, Imran, a good score in this mock will be around 45. Yeah, Harsh, we will be giving you answers as well. Pinak, you can get that, but tomorrow on class apart. Charanjit Singh, please check on class apart tomorrow. We'll be getting the PDF uploaded tomorrow. No, Suraj, you can attend this seminar because this seminar is about how to attempt the paper, not GP was not going to discuss all the questions in this paper. It was more about how one should have attempted this paper. So, and this was especially for those students who have given this mock today. So, so if you have not given this mock, so I would suggest you to attend this session and then solve the mock. Harshit, you can register on class apart for GK3 session. Himanshu will be providing answers key tomorrow. Charanjit Singh, no, we have not finalized the dates of GJO's session, but yes, it will be finalized by tomorrow, most probably. Avani, no, we will not be giving answers key today. In fact, we will be giving them tomorrow.
Thank you, Alfred. I have the presentation right with me back again. Alfred, you can just switch on your mic, and if you could just confirm it back to me if you can see the PDF, the question paper.
GP actually, yeah, GP, now it is completely visible.
Now it is visible?
Yes.
I am on page number 6.
Yeah,
page
it's
7.
visible.
Great. So I hope others are also okay with this. Great. So maybe some issues I had on my thing. Thank you, Alfred. So very quickly I'll start all over again. Let me just erase this. We'll use this a little while later. Okay.
Okay, sir, continue.
Okay, we were on this question number 28. We were there. But before that, some of you, because of the issue, some of you may not have been able to see anything. First thing first, let me get this working. Okay. United Nations Security Council has 15 members in all, 5 permanent members, P5, and 10 members who are non-permanent, and 5 members, and these non-permanent members have a 2-year term. Every year, 5 members, non-permanent members go out, and 5 non-permanent members come in. So every year, 5 new members join in, and 5 of the earlier non-permanent members go out. So the total strength is 15, but every year there are 5 new members who join this group. Okay. It is important for you to keep a focus on the conferences, etc., which keep happening. And for example, this question, SARC Summit. Similarly, check out what are the other summits or important conferences which have happened in the last 3 to 6 months. They become important. In this question, the catch here was both these are in Maldives. Both these are in Maldives, and most of the students would have typically marked Male when the correct answer is Ado City. Okay. Most of the time, you find these questions happening only in the conference happening most of the time in the capital city. Yes, no kind of question. Okay, all of these. Okay, and as I was saying, this is a question 27. I don't think anyone would have got it right. These are minor mountain ranges, and these are resources mountain ranges. Okay. I was discussing the head office of these various organizations. Okay, great. So World Bank has a head office in Washington, D.C. Also, IMF has a head office in Washington, D.C. Asian Development Bank is Manila based. Okay, and the last one, World Trade Organization, has its head office in Geneva. Okay. Which of these has got a Nobel Peace Prize, Nobel Prize for Peace, except UNESCO? Everyone else has got. This year's Nobel Peace Prize was to European Union. It was given to the European Union, the Nobel Peace Prize for this year, which is 2012. Again, match the following should be attempted. I'm sure here, even if you don't know the complete answer, you can get the answer. answer without too much of a problem out here. So it should not have been too big an issue. The other thing which all of you should be aware, but nevertheless let me say, white revolution is for milk. Dr. Voorhees Cuisine, those of you who have taken ILMA would be aware of that in any case. So the other thing here visible should have been this yellow is oil seeds. Only economic students should be doing it. If you don't know economics, you should be leaving this question completely. Okay. Question 33. Interestingly, the key out here was Jawaharlal Nehru did not get a Bharat Ratna, while Indira Gandhi's government awarded to herself. She had it award to herself, but Jawaharlal Nehru, one of the few prime ministers of the country of leading politicians who did not get this award. Bharat Ratna was not given, so Jawaharlal Nehru could have been easily eliminated out here. And similarly, you could have got the answer based on the others. Even Govind Vallabh Pant did not get it. I would say these two should have been good enough. Okay. 35, again a question which is which is a yes/no question, should have been done by those of you who know the answer. Otherwise, you have to leave this kind of a question. Okay. 35 question 35. This kind of question not to be attempted at all. Okay. Question 36. This is Sachin Pilot. The other notable people who have been members of the Territorial Army, Kapil Dev has been one. Among the sportsperson, again, Mahendra Singh Dhoni has also been has been a member. Is still a member of the Territorial Army. Okay. Then in the latest cabinet reshuffle, Sachin Pilot has become Minister of Corporate Affairs. Okay. Is Minister of Corporate Affairs. Okay. Question 37. Again, I was very not sure of any of these, except I knew that the peace prize for 2011 was given to someone from Middle East, and on the basis of this name, Kamran, I was able to link it, though not 100% sure. I was fairly confident this is unlikely to be incorrect because the other three did not look like Middle East names, and that was good enough to get the answer out here. Question like question 39, a great question, because even if you know one of them, you can find the answer, and you don't. Here, in fact, who visited when, I did not have an idea, but I knew that Nur Sultan Nazarbayev is from Rajasthan. Even the name Lee is a very common South Korean name. Lee and Kim somehow commonly used, or let me say common South Korean or Korean names. Shinwatra, Yingluck Shinwatra should be known to most from Thailand. So you can eliminate choices, and this particular column was a useless column as far as we were concerned. Okay. 2013, the person who is going to be the chief guest in 2013 is Sultan of Oman. Okay, Alpit has. Okay, I'll come back to these later. It's not an issue. Okay. I don't think there's anything specific in any of these other questions as such. Again, the issue out here always is, are you able to get them? Which are the ones you are able to eliminate based on the choice? For example, get again question 42, a question which can be eliminated comfortably based on the choices. You can connect at least that physics is connected to here 1. In fact, none of this question is incorrect because if you look at these two, these are same. Okay. These two choices are same. Choice A and C are you have number 4 missing. You have 1, you have 2, you have 3, you have 3. The number 4 is missing. Similarly, out here the number 4 is missing. So these two choices, there's something wrong with the question. But my point here is physics and this can be correlated very, very easily. Economics can be correlated to this very easily. So you always have if you look through the question, you will always be able to get the answer or at least eliminate the choices. Okay. Raghav, you are right, but the answer is G, so it becomes irrelevant. But the issue is that because these two choices are incorrect or they are identical, either you can eliminate them or get the answer from the remaining, or you can say, okay, I will still take my chances and go ahead with that. Okay. If it is pointed out or IIFT realizes that this question is incorrect or the choices were not correct as such, they might give a mark to everyone. Okay, so that's broadly when we talk about this particular section. Okay. We will quickly move on to the other section. So when I'm looking at this particular section, I would say in this section the number of questions that could be comfortably attempted 1, 2. Okay, let me just count the number of questions I attempted 1, 2. This I did not 3. I would say a good attempt in this section out of 21 questions was about 12 to 13 was a good attempt. Okay. This was a good attempt in this particular section. Okay. After GK, I typically move on to English, and that is what I will move on to. English is section number 5. Okay. Again, I'm going to look at which questions to attempt, which ones not to attempt. Okay. Obviously, we have to attempt. Remember, we have to attempt questions which are short and do not take time. If they take time, they are long for whatever reason, we will not worry about them, at least initially. By that logic, question 58, 59 should be attempted. From your point of view, you should be aware after this paper, you should make sure you know the meaning of each of these 5 words. Okay. Abrogate, we need to find the antonyms out here. Remember, another thing which is specific to IIFT, you might not have a direct antonym. Anytime you'll have an antonym which is not the exact antonym but has a similar meaning by and large as an antonym. Okay. So that is where we would be looking at. Okay. Abrogate, the opposite would be ratify out here. Mendacious is mendacity is lie, the lying or truthful, untruthfulness. Opposite is veracity or veracious. Okay. Question number, so these two have to be attempted. 60, 61 again should be attempted. Historical fact needs to be dashed today, especially when a constitutional authority. So there's some change of or opposite. Something which is not very positive about this. So there's some kind of a negative tone which is coming out, especially when when a constitutional authority like an election commissioner in his dash to attempt to prove that illegal Bangladeshis are behind the violence, claims that, so the election commissioner is claiming something which with the person who's writing does not agree with. Okay? So historical fact needs to be reiterated. Yes, exfoliated, not possible. Abducted, okay, not possible, and falsified, I am not sure about. So when I look around the choices, this makes sense, and when I substitute it in the choices again, it makes sense. In the blank, it makes sense. Historical fact needs to be reiterated today, especially when constitutional authority, like the election commissioner, in his overzealous attempts, makes sense again to prove Bangladesh, okay, and so on and so forth. So this is the correct one. Okay. Similarly, out here in question number 61, the correct answer is lamentation and paradoxical. Okay. Question 62, 63. again to be attempted. Okay. Choose the most appropriate one word for it. And important to remember again, if you don't know the answer, just leave the question. Don't worry too much about it. These are not questions where you have to waste time. Know the answer, mark the answer. Don't know the answer, just leave it. For example, question 63, I did not know the answer, I just left it. The correct answer choice for 63 is B, but if you don't know the answer, just don't worry about it. Accustom someone to doing something interesting, this I was aware, so it's not an issue, but 63, don't know the answer, just leave it, don't waste your time at all. Okay. This is nothing but a simple parajumble or sentence arrangement question. Senior people and administrators dash pursuit of knowledge and teaching. So when you go to the statement, quality of research they have done, the aspirants are assessed on the basis of what they have published and how passionate they seem about the who make decisions make sure. Senior people and administrators who make decisions, so it will start from S. Okay. And pursuit of knowledge and how passionate they seem to be about the pursuit of knowledge. So R should be the closing statement. So as far as I was concerned, this was good enough for me. It starts with S. This is the one which starts with O. That's the only one. Okay, in any case, I was able to find this also, but opening statement itself gives me the answer. So when I do that, I will again read these four statements. Do they make sense? Senior people and administrators who make decisions make sure that the aspirants are assessed on the basis of what they have published and how passionate they seem to be about the quality of research they have published. Sorry, they have published, the quality of research they have done, and how passionate. Yes, SPQR makes sense, so that becomes the correct answer. Okay, so if there's only one option, I will mark that, but before that, I will still read the four statements and see whether they make sense or not. I will not leave it, mark it on the basis of just the first, only one of them. Okay. Okay. Similarly, the next one, more than 1,000 people dash by the Guardian on Sunday. More than 1,000 people. We have 1,000 people and we have a Guardian on Sunday out here. On Saturday, were not part of the protest group. Okay. Stated the internal report accessed by the Guardian. This is possible to be a closing statement. This is possible to be the last statement, but let us go to the others first. But probably came from the suburbs. Who sparked violence? This should be the opening because this who is referring to the 1,000 people. Okay. So it has to start with S again. S again. So S not here, not here, not here. It is here. Most probably this is the answer, but we will just check out the solution also. We will just check out the statement also. So we read through it again. Who sparked the violence at Tiananmen Square? P. On Saturday were not the part of the protest group, but probably came from the right. Stated yes, this is the correct answer. Okay. Okay, 66, 67. Okay. Even the idiom, it's a sentence completion, but with an idiom. Okay. Make sure that even after facing much hostility from the colleague, the administrator, petered out does not make sense. Even after facing hostility, he stood his ground is the way I would look at it. Was full to the gunwale, that means he was overflowing, not possible out here. Was born to the center, not possible. Nailed his colors to the mast. He stood his ground. Okay. There have been doubts raised about the effectiveness of scrutiny panel. Dash complaints. Who vet and filter out frivolous, okay, which, okay, who cannot be the answer? This cannot be the answer because about effectiveness of scrutiny panels, this should be which. It could be that, but I will go definitely not with who. Okay. Which vetted and filter out the obvious, which vet and filter out the frivolous. I will go by this also because which vetted and filter is going against parallelism. Vetted and filtered, or which data vetting and filtering could have been done out here. It is parallelism. which is allowing me to get to the answer fast. Okay. 68, 69. Okay. Two sentences misspelled appropriately, etc., etc. Okay, so we need to see how these correct in terms of spelling or not. Homonyms essentially are the right homonym used or not. He feigned ingenuous behavior. His feigned and ingenuous behavior utterly beguiled the cops. Yes, ingenuous is right out here, and ingenious is inventive or creative in some way or the other. So both of them are right. Okay? So the correct answer for this is both statements 1 and 2 are correct. Okay. 69. Okay. He loathes people who are snobs. This should be L-O-A-T-H-E. He is loath, L-O-A-T-H. Okay. So these both of them are incorrect. Okay. Match the following against, and as long as you can get one of them, it is good enough. Bucolic is pastoral. Intransigent is stubborn or adamant. Cozen, I am not sure, so we'll check it out. Anathema is uxorious is extortionate. Uxorious money lender could be a usage for that. Okay. So similarly, the others you can find out based on the choices. Okay. So money, as I've said earlier, also many times. Okay. Yes, Alpet, anathema is curse. That's fine. So which means cozen is trick or deceive. So that is another word which we need to remember. Cozen is to trick or deceive. Okay. Match the following, have to be always gone through, don't leave it ever. Again, when we are looking at the next question, match the following, similar thing. Dissipate is disappear. So E is 1, E1, E1. These two are wrong. Okay. Contiguous is I'm sharing a common border. Okay. Forlorn, okay, I'm sure you can get the answers here, but important thing is get one item, eliminate choice. Get another item, eliminate choice, and do that till you're left with one choice. Tautology. Again, if you don't know the meaning of the word tautology, you shouldn't be doing this question at all. Just leave it and move on to one. Tautology is repeating, repetition. Okay. This is a short summary. A summary is short, so this is a repetition per se. So this is tautology because either you say this is short or this is summary. Because summary cannot be there cannot be a long summary. Okay. It is 3 a.m. in the morning. The moment you have said a.m., you don't need to say morning. Either you say 3 a.m. or you say it is 3 in the morning. So both these are examples of tautology. An organization expects joint efforts from its members. Okay. This joint efforts, there's nothing wrong. We can come back to it later. The fact needs to be reiterated again. This is incorrect because reiteration is repeating. Okay, so reiterated again is nothing but tautology. So the correct answer is C. Important thing to remember, if you don't know what is tautology, you should not be going through the question at all. 73, 74, I'm sure most of you will be able to get it right. But these are not questions I would like to attempt in the paper. Okay? When there are shorter questions available. We are still at question 73, 74 and there are another 5-6 questions left. I would like to go through the rest of the paper and then come back and see whether it makes sense attempting these questions or not. Okay, so 73, 74, I've left it to come back to it later. 75, 76, similar. There are grammar questions. 75, 76 are grammar questions per se. So we can have a look at that at a later time. But typically, not my preferred kind of questions to be attempted. 77, 78, direct speech to be said to be given in indirect speech. Okay. I will do this in the paper also. Okay. She said, I have been working on the implementation of the strategy since the day I joined the organization. So choice A is same as the original statement, so we will not go through that. Oh, no, sorry, this is same. It is different in this question. Sorry. She said she has been working. First thing first, it should be had. So the moment I see has, to me this is incorrect. I have been working on since the day. She said she had been working, so had is fine. She was saying, so A and D are straight away eliminated out here. Okay. Going to the others, so she had said is incorrect again, so the correct answer is B. But quickly going through it, she said she had been working on the implementation of the strategy since the day. This is correct. Okay. Out here, my first clue was has is incorrect. Had said does not make sense. She was saying does not make sense. Okay. Coming to the next question, question 78. Okay. Question number 78. I will try. The manager said I will try to look at the plans tomorrow. Okay. The manager said. Okay. The manager said he will try to look at the plans tomorrow. Manager said he will be trying to look. This is incorrect. The manager said he will try to look. That manager said that he will try to look at the plans tomorrow. He would try to look at the plans tomorrow. He would try to look at the. The manager said he would try to look at the plans tomorrow. Is okay. Yes, okay. Just a second. Okay. The manager said he will try to look at the plans tomorrow. He will try to look at the plans tomorrow. He will be trying to look at the plans tomorrow today. Let me just go through it once again. I am not very sure of the answer of this question. He will try to look in that speech. I would go by manager said he would try to look at the plans tomorrow, but I will confirm to you when you get the answer key. Okay, but I think it should be the B should be the answer. Okay, 79, 80, I will definitely attempt these questions. While it will be a little time consuming, I know there's no way I can get them wrong. Okay? My simple process here would be to keep writing down whatever it is and go by the choices. So when I look at choice A in question 79, 292 is 1 and 2 is I and R. So it is I, R. 7 is R again. 1, 6 is G, T. GT, 5 is A. It does not make sense, leave it here. Okay. So all I will do is, I will keep writing down what I see out here and get the answer based on that. Again, when I look at choice B, 4C, 4 is A, B, 5 is A, 1 is G, A, G, okay, 8 is E, page 9 is R. I don't think this is making sense, so I'll leave it here. C, 4 and 7 are A, R. A, R. 3 is B. 2 is I, R, B. 6 is T, arbit. This is making sense. Arbitrate, arbitration. 9 is R, arbit. 5 is A. 1 is arbitrage. Okay, so there's the correct answer. Now these are questions, while these are little time consuming, I will always go through them. Okay. Ashwani, okay, there's a question. You want me to discuss question 77 again, and one more question was there, 77 and 74. Okay. 77 and 74. Let me quickly go through those. 77 is here. Okay. The way I looked at this question 77, let me just erase this so that I can rewrite. Okay. So the way I look at, she said she has been working on the implementation. She said she had. It should have been had. So this is incorrect. Okay. She said she had been working. She said she had said she was working. She had said is incorrect again. Okay, she was saying again incorrect. Going through this, she said she had been working on the implementation. This is the correct one. So the key out here for me was the first few words from where I got the answer. Okay. Okay, 77, and the other one, if I remember correctly, was 74. Someone had asked question. So going to question 74. Okay, 74. Let's quickly go through this. 74 is a question of parajumble. Okay. Okay. First of all, I hope this does not disturb you. This should have been here. Okay. 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 The culture of criticism was auctioned to the lowest bidder to make space for space journalism some years ago. The Indian criticism theme, however, has been long threatening to fade in the sunset. The film scholar and historian admit that the age of PR and hagiography, a hatchet job can be a good intervention. If the hatchet job does not bury the hatchet and remains interpreted. Okay, first of all, it's very obvious to me 3 and 4 have to be together. In any event, the debate around criticism got nuclear. So first thing is 3 and 4 have to be together. 3 and 4 is a combination that I will look at. 3 and 4 is not here. This is incorrect. Okay, 3, 4 is here. This can be correct. 3, 4 is here. 3, 4 is here. Okay, let's look at the other things then. Okay, 3. So we are left with choice B, C, and D. We'll go through them again. Okay. Let's look at what other connection we can have. Okay. So the second thing which I can notice in this is, for those of you, the hatchet job was the connection which I could see between 3 and 4. Film scholar historian Amrit Gangar believes that age of PR and hagiography, a hatchet job can be a good intervention. If the hatchet job does not bury the hatchet and remain interpretively and intelligently critical, then it will be advantageous to the general cerebral health. Okay. Let me see what comes after these two, after statement 4. In any event, the debate around criticism has got a new pair of running shoes. The culture of criticism was auctioned out to the lowest bidder. The Indian, I will say 5, 2 and 1 have to be together. When I look at these 3 are talking about criticism, the culture of criticism, the Indian criticism theme. So whichever way I look at, these 3 have to be together. So that means these 2, this cannot be the answer because this is in the middle, and this also cannot be the answer. So most probably this is the answer, and I will read the statements again. So let me just quickly read them again in my mind. Does not bury the hatchet and remain intelligent critical, so it can't be used. In any event, the debate on criticism has to found a new pair of running shoes. Yes, this should be the answer should be C. Another connection which I can see now is, in any event, the debate around criticism has got itself a new pair of running shoes. The Indian criticism theme, however, has been long threatening to fade into sunset. So there is a connection which I find between these two. So the correct answer should be C. Okay, so when I'm looking at this particular section, what is a good score? Let's quickly go through this section and see how many questions are attemptable, or what is it that you should have attempted. I will say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 questions on the first page were attemptable, and most of the people will do something like 5. So on page 1 there were 7 questions which were attemptable. I would say people should have done 5 or maybe 6 questions definitely. Second page, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The second page, 6 questions are there, but given the fact that this has got a slightly, the 68, 69, many people would have problems. I would say out of these 6, someone doing 3 to 4 questions would be attempts. So out of these 6 which are attemptable, on the higher side, 4 questions attempted would be a good attempt. 3 also would be an acceptable thing to me. So out here at the end of page 2, we're talking about 13 questions, out of which if you attempted 9, this is good enough. Okay, next page. Again, when I look at 1, 2 should be tautology. I'm assuming many people not do. 71 should definitely be done. 73, 74 I'm leaving completely because I'm not sure whether it should be attempted or many people would have time to do it, because remember I am suggesting 10 to 12 minutes maximum for this section, in which case 73, 74 have to be left, and to these 13 and 9, so from 13 and 9 till the last page, 13 questions attemptable, out of which you should attempt 9 is a good attempt. I'll say there are 2 more questions out here and you should attempt at least 1, maybe 2. So we are now at 15 and 10. 15 attemptable questions, 10 definite attempts should have happened by now. Okay. 75 to 78. Okay. 77, 78. Again, I will say these are avoidable, some of these, because they can create problems. At least these 2 questions should definitely be attempted. So when I'm looking here, out of remaining questions, I think at least 2 more of these questions should be attempted. Out of 17, at least 12 questions have to be attempted. Now you are left with these questions from 73 to 78. Okay. 73 to 78, I will assume out of these 73 to 78, these 4 to 5 questions which are remaining, you attempt another 1 to 2 maximum. Okay. So I will start by saying, if in this paper you have done something like 13 to 15 questions, it is not a bad job. 13 to 15 questions, since each question has a weightage of 0.75, 0.75 is the weightage for each section, which translates into something like 10 to 12 marks should be a good attempt. So when I'm looking at this paper, GK, I think attempting about 12 questions is a good attempt. English usage, I will say an attempt of about, what was it, the number we got? Okay, let me say about 15 is a good attempt in this section. GK, each question has a weightage of 0.5, which is 6 marks. EU, each question has a weightage of 0.75. Okay. So which is about 12 marks, or let me say 16 would have made it 12. So let me say about 12 marks attempt is a good attempt in this paper. Okay. Okay. Anyone who's got 15 in this section has done an extremely good job. So 15 plus marks in this section is an extremely good job done. Okay, quickly let's move on to the reading comprehension section, and then we'll move on to quant, DI and reasoning. Will not waste too much time in the reading comprehension section, because let me go to page number 20. Should be, yes, we are reading comprehension. Okay, reading comprehension, the way to attempt again is, if you look at the passages, those of you who have the question paper with you, if you have just gone to the relevant page of in the question paper, I will only look at the passages which are easy for me to read and which we are able to attempt, which we are able to do, which at least I am able to understand. So when I was quickly glancing through the first passage, GM, automobile industry, General Motors, Volkswagen, couple of other names came across. So what I was very sure was this passage is on automobile, most probably General Motors. Some kind of a business case study, easy to read as far as I was concerned. I did not look any kind of a problem. How much time to be allotted to GK and English section? GK, something like 10 minutes. Something like 10 minutes out here. Or between the two of these, you should be doing the paper of maybe about 20 to 22, 23 minutes. On the higher side, 25 minutes. So maximum time for these things, is 25 minutes. But I would say 10 plus 10 is a good benchmark, or even something 8 plus 12 or 9 plus 11 is what you need to be looking at. Okay, so I found this easy to read and understand. In terms of length, this passage is 2 pages. In terms of length, This passage is 2 pages long, or marginally more than 2 pages, and it has got 4 questions. Okay. Moving on to, and when I go to the question, I found that the choices are not lengthy. Unlike a normal IIFT paper, where the choices are 2 to 3 lines, these are single line choices, which means not too much to the can be attempted. Okay? Because all I'm looking at when I'm looking at the RC paper out here is which one or which 2 passages will I attempt. I'm sure I will not do more than 2 passages in any case. Okay? Next passage. Next passage, leadership, investors, education, the student personal, Nordstrom. Okay. Similarly, building a strong leadership brand. Recent years company has spent, so some kind of a training or the leadership development kind of a passage. When I was going through it, I did not feel very comfortable. Typically, I'm not very comfortable with the personality type of passages which try to help improve a person, which will give theory and philosophy behind it. I am not very comfortable, so I was not very keen on this. Also, when I went through the choice questions, I found the choices here were longer than the previous question. So previous passage, sorry. And while it had again those 4 questions, it was not the passage that I was very keen on. So passage number 2 is leadership. It has got again 4 questions. It is also almost like almost 2 pages. In fact, less than 2 pages, but longer choices. So and not easy to read as far as I am concerned. Not very comfortable with such subjects. The leadership I am not keen on. Development of people I am not keen on. I don't understand those topics very well, so I would not want to do it. So out of the first 2 passages, if I have to do, I'll do only the first passage. Next thing was to look at the third passage. Okay. Why aren't we better at innovation? Okay, innovation is business strategy, something which I can execute in large companies. Again, likely to be a business passage. Likely to be a business passage, and I go through it. Again, what strikes me in this passage is that it again has a match the following. Match the following, I will always look at them because I know I can keep looking for those specific things and get it. And sometimes I will also do is I will attempt one passage and in the other passage just to the match the following by the basis of knowledge or by identifying those specific words on the passage. So match the following makes my life easier. Choices again are not difficult. Innovation, business case study. So I have got 2 passages which I need to attend. Last passage when I look at it. Okay. Strategic planning can be done, makes sense to me. I know about strategic planning. Again, you can see Procter & Gamble, Oil of Olay. It is a business case. Business passages, again, I find easy to read. Okay. So typically when I'm looking at this paper, for me the first, second and third and fourth passage were attemptable. Third passage was I would not touch with a barge board. I decided to do only 1 and 3. I went for 3 rather than 4 purely because there was a question which had matched the following, so I thought I will be able to do that. Okay. So 2 passages. I took about 15 minutes, but I think anyone, you should not be taking more than 20 minutes. RC, good attempt. I will say 2 passages, maybe 7 to 8 questions. Each question has a weight of RC is 1 mark. Okay, RC section 3 is RC is 0.75 marks for RC. Okay, which is again equal to 6 marks. Now I'm entirely okay if someone comes back and says that I will spend only 10 minutes. This I did 15 minutes. But a better strategy in hindsight in this paper would have been, don't do this much, do only 10 minutes of RC, do 4 questions equal 0.75 equal to 3 marks and good enough for you. Okay. Now what this would have ensured is we have saved 5 minutes. Those 5 minutes you should be switching to reasoning or to quant where you can do larger amounts. Okay. Okay. Where you can do larger number of questions. Okay. Moving on to QA now. QA, DI and reasoning are the three sections which we have to go to. QA is section 5. Great. I'll keep writing down what are my round 1 questions, what are my round 2 questions, or which are the questions I will not even worry about in the paper. First question is a round 1 question. What are the nature of the roots of x square? Okay, where a is to b is to c is to d is 2 is to 3 is to 2 is to 3. Okay. So as far as I am concerned, I will replace A, B, C, C. So that means something which is visible to me, A and C are equal, B and D are equal. So the moment you say A and C are equal, so x minus A whole square, x minus C whole square get cancelled out. Similarly, x minus B whole square, x minus D whole square will get cancelled out. So we are left with x square is equal to 0. I did not have to use that. I thought I would use that, but when I looked at the question, I found that this is nothing but x square equal to 0. So the roots have to be integers. This is strictly a round 2 question because of the length. It is not the degree of difficulty. I am saying reading 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 lines, understanding those 7 lines and then coming to the answer will be time consuming. I'll come back to it only if I have time. So this is a round 2 question for me. Yes. Question 83, I will not attempt at all. Okay. Not to be attempted. Not to be attempted because what is the number of distinct possible values of P, and I know I will have to make cases. Cases means time taken would be high, so I will not attempt this question. So out here, when you look at this paper, the first thing you have to be clear about is what to attempt and what not to attempt. So 80 has to be attempted. Simple one-liner. In the worst case, you can take A, B, C, D as 2, 3, 2, 3, substitute and get the answer. Round 2, 82, because 6-liners, I am not saying I will not do it at all. I will do it if I have time in the end, because the 6-line question will take time to understand and solve. Question 83, I am saying, is not to be attempted at all because it is asking out of what is the possible number of cases, which means I will have to make cases and which could be time consuming. And also, when you look at the choices 20, 28, 31, 42, you need to make larger number of cases. And as far as I am concerned, I would not want to do this question at all. Okay. Question 84, product of ages A and C 2 years ago is 26 more. I can be done. Round 2. The moment the product of ages, I know there will be some equations to be formed and solved. There's a choice called cannot be determined, so it might be a little difficult also to be done in round 2, but definitely to be attempted. Okay. So round 2 questions will come back and attempt it. Round 2 again. Question 85. Question of ratios of milk and water. I can very easily see it's a ratio proportion question. Mixtures question. My area of strength, I will definitely do it. Is the ratio of milk to water is 2:1. Some quantity of water is added to the mixture to make the ratio of the milk to water as 1:2. The quantity of water added to the original mixture is what percent of the original mixture. Okay. So what we are doing is I will do this question by allegation. We are mixing 1/3 milk to water in the original mixture is 2/3. So milk to water in this original mixture is 2:1. So it is 2/3 milk. Some quantity of water is added. So milk is 0 out here. To make the ratio of milk to water 1/3. So this becomes 1/3. So the difference out here is 1/3, 2/3. Or the ratio of this mixture to this has to be 1:2. So the question is quantity of water added to the original mixture is what percentage of the quantity of water in the original mixture. Okay. So when I have, or in other words, for 3 liters of this mixture, I will add 6 liters of water. But out of these 3 liters of this mixture, water is only 1/3 or 1 liter. So original mixture, quantity of water added to original mixture. So original is what percent of the quantity of water in the original mixture. The original mixture has only have we got it wrong? Only 2. I think I am getting it wrong somewhere because I have marked the answer 300%. So where am I making a mistake? Oh, thank you, Arpit. This is 1/3. Yes, 2/3 minus 1/3 is 1/3. So it is 1:1. That means for every 3 liters of this mixture, we will add 3 liters of water. Okay. Out of these 3 liters of mixture, there is only 1 liter water. So 1:3. You see? So it is 300%. Thank you, Arpit. I made a simple error out here. Okay, question 86. Find the unit digit of the product of first 29 odd prime numbers. Round 1 question. The answer can only be 5 because any multiple of 5, this is going to be 29 odd prime numbers. So odd prime numbers will be 3, 5, 7, 11 and so on and so forth. But any multiple of 5 will always end in 5, so correct answer has to be 5. 86 is round 1. 87 again is round 1. Okay. Perimeter of rectangle is 62 centimeters. If the length of the diagonal is an integer, which of the following can be area of the rectangle? Perimeter is 62 centimeters. That means the sides are 31. That means the sum of 2 sides. So if I am looking at this as a rectangle, if I am looking at this as the rectangle, that means length plus breadth, or in other words, in this question, the length plus breadth is equal to 31. Okay. Which of the following can be the area of this rectangle? Okay. So we need to now start. I would start checking the choices. Not the choices. So you may start making the cases. Okay. Let me just share another whiteboard. Okay. As per this question number 87, the length plus breadth is 31 centimeters. So if this is a rectangle with a this is length, this is breadth. Length plus breadth is equal to 31, and we know that the diagonal has to be an integer. Okay. So I will just start checking the choices. So if length, breadth, and we know that L square, if for the diagonal to be an integer, diagonal is nothing but under root of L square plus B square. Okay. So one way could be you make an equation as short solving. In my case, I am going to check the choices. So if length and breadth are 20 and 11. Okay. So length and breadth are 20 and 11. That means L square plus B square will be 400 plus 121, which is not a perfect square. 521 incorrect. If it is, let's say, 21 and 10. So 21 square 441 plus 100 541 incorrect. Similarly, 22 and 9. 22 square is 484 plus 81. Makes it 565. Incorrect. 22 square, 23 square, and 9 and 8 square. 23 square is 529 plus 64. 593. Incorrect again. 24 square plus 7 square. 576 plus 49, 625. So this has to be then perfect square. So integer, this becomes 25, this becomes 24, this becomes 7. So you can find the answer. Now, slightly lengthy, yes, but I am 100% sure I can get the answer. So I will definitely do this question. Yes, some of you would be comfortable with questions, entirely your call. I'm more comfortable doing this. Okay. 88 again is a round one question. I use my standard SQC method, log of whatever the following is. When I look at these two choices, these have x equal to 0. If I substitute x equal to 0 in these equations, the left hand side will become in this equation will be log of 2 base 5 plus log of 1 base 5. 1 is nothing but 5 to the power 0, and right hand side will become log of 2x plus 3 log of 3 base 5 plus 2 is nothing but log of 5 square. Okay. Log of 5 square. Okay. Now it is obvious this is greater than this is greater than this, so these cannot be equal. So x equal to 0 cannot be the answer, so A and B are incorrect. I hope this is clear to everyone. In this question, when I put x equal to 0, x equal to 0 is a choice available in A as well as in B. I find that left hand side, this term is lesser than this term. Similarly, this term of left hand side is lesser than this term of right hand side. That means the right hand side will be greater than left hand side, so x equal to 0 will not satisfy. A and B are incorrect. Similarly, when I look at choice C, I'll say let me check for x equal to 2. Okay. When I check for x equal to 2, let me just erase this bit. Let me just erase this little so that I have some space to write also. Okay. Now when I look at x equal to 2, again I'll substitute in the equation. Left hand side again is log of 2 base 5 plus log of 2 to the 4 plus 1 5 base 5, and right hand side is, this is left hand side, this is right hand side. Right hand side is log of 4 7 base 5 plus 2. Log of 5 base 5 is nothing but 1. So I have plus 2. Again, this term is bigger than this term. So this term of right hand side is bigger than this term, and this is bigger than this. So again, we can say this is this only. So x equal to 2 also does not satisfy. Correct answer, choice D. Okay. So standard method to be applied. So just from a reference point of view, in this page we are saying question 81 can be attempted. 82, 83 we will leave. 83 not to be attended. 82 and 84 round 2 questions. Okay. And 85, 86, 87, 88. So on this page I am saying there are 5 questions which are worth attempting. So 5 attemptable questions, okay, is what I would look at in this page. Okay. Next question, straight away, length of the question, 3 statements, round 2 question for me. 90, round 1, both sides, measures of sides of a triangle are distinct integers. Which of the following cannot be one of the sides of the triangle? How did when I read the question, while doing the question, I looked at it. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. These are distinct integers, so I'll start checking the choices. So if this is 1, the lowest possible can be 2 and 3. But if I have the sides of the triangle are 1, 2 and 3, then the condition that sum of 2 sides cannot be less than the third side gets violated. Because here 1 plus 2 is equal to 3, which is the third side. When the question, it should have been sum of 2 sides should be less than the third side. I'm sorry, sum of 2 sides should be greater than the third side. Here we are getting 2 sides are adding up to be the third side, so statement A straight away is the answer. 91, I'm sure most of you can now guess that I will not attempt this. For me, this is round 2 question to be looked at a later date. 92, a sequence is formed from the set of first 100 natural numbers, that means from 1 to 100. Sequence contains all the numbers mentioned in the set except perfect squares and multiples of 6. Find the number of elements in the sequence. So the total number is 100. Out of these multiples of 6, from 6 into 1 up to 6 into 16, 96. So these 16 numbers should not be there. Okay. Then we have to say how many squares are there. From 1 square to 10 square you have, so minus 10. So which makes it 74. But we should have to check, is there a number which is a perfect square as well as multiple of 6? That should be added back. So while we have 74 out here, we will add back one more number or two more number or any other number which is a multiple of 6, because we are talking about multiples of 6 as well as a perfect square. So obviously 6 square 36, so it has to be there because we are looking at multiples of 6. The other multiple of 6, 12 is out, so I need to add plus 1 on account of 36. So plus 1, 75 becomes the answer. Okay, question number 93. Again, I took it as round 1. This was round 1 question for me. Third question, the starting point is positive real numbers, then what is the maximum possible value of B? If no condition is there, I am looking at maxima, minima, I will say each one of them should be equal. A equal to B equal to C equal to 13 by 2 into 1 by 3. So I am saying, okay, now the next condition it says is A is less than equal to B and B is less than equal to C. What is the maximum possible value of B? Now if B goes beyond 13 by 6, then C will become lesser. Okay. So out here the answer has to be straight away this. Okay. Because B effectively has to lie between A as well as C, that means it should be the average. Okay. So A equal to B equal to C effectively gives me the answer in this particular case. So correct answer is choice A. Okay. Question 94, again a round 1 question. I am partial to short question in this paper. Okay. Letters from A to Z are assigned values from 50 to 75 respectively. What is the highest prime number which divides the expression this? Okay. So if A is and when you look at A plus M into B minus M into C plus M and so on and so forth. So I need to first check out what is the value of M. Okay. I first need to check out what is the value of M. Okay. Now when I did that, I found that M is equal to 62. Okay. So M is equal to 62. So A plus M will become, and A is equal to 50. So A plus M will become 62 plus 50, 112. Next would be B minus M. B minus M will be 51 minus 62, which is minus 11. So this will be minus 11. C plus M, this is 112, so this should be 114. So C plus M should be 114. Okay. So effectively what we are doing is we are continuously adding up these. Alternate terms are getting added. A plus M, C plus M, D minus M, then E plus M. So that will be 116. So the last one will be Y plus M will be Y is be 74 obviously. 74 and Y is 74 because it is up to 75. So the second last has to be and M is 62. So 74. So this becomes 136. So in other words, when I am looking at, this one will be minus 11, next should be minus 9 and so on and so forth. So effectively when I am looking at, this particular question, question number 94, this is nothing but equation which says 112 into minus 11 into 114 into minus 9 into so on so forth. The last one then you'll have into Y plus M was 134 or 136. Let me just check out what it was. 74 plus 62, 136. Okay. 136 into last one would be Z I'm sorry. Last one would be Z minus M. Z is 75 and M is 62, so 13. Okay. Into 13. Okay. Okay. So when I'm looking at what is the biggest prime number which will divide, I should look at what is the biggest prime factor which is possible. Which is the highest prime number. Highest prime number possible. Now we'll look at the choices. 37, 61, 67, 127. 127 is ruled out because all these numbers are even numbers. So I have 112, 114, 116, 118 up to 136. So I will not get 127 at all. So 127 is ruled out. It is an incorrect choice. D is incorrect. So I need to see 37, 61 and 67 are not going to be there, but is there multiple available there? So 37, 61 and 67, let's just check them out. So 31, 67 and 61. 61 into 2, 122 is there. 67 into 2, 134. The last is 136, so the one before this has to be 134. Okay, so this is now the correct answer. 31 into 2, 62 is there, but or rather 31 into 4 is there, but that doesn't matter because we are looking for the highest prime number. The correct answer becomes 67. Okay. Question number 95. Okay. Question number 95. Let me again clean up this place a little for my benefit. Okay. Let me just, I think this is good enough. Find all possible short question, read it first. Find all possible 4-digit even natural numbers that can be formed by using the dates 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. I am sure this would not be a problem for anyone, so I will skip this question. 4 things, this position can be taken by only 2, 4 or 6. Okay. So there are 3 possibilities out here. Even natural numbers that can be formed using the dates 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there are 7 dates possible. Unit date can be taken by any one of them. And these 3 positions, there is no bar on repetition, so repetition is possible. 7 into 7 into 7 into 3. Question 96, which has the highest percentage value? Let me quickly solve this question because I know calculations normally create problems for everyone. So we'll quickly solve these 25. Okay, I'll just copy the question from the paper which I have with me. So the choices which we have out here, 25 is to 34. Then we have 14 is to 17. 28 is to 33. And 63 is to 68. Okay. Which have the highest percentage value. So all we want to do is 25 by 34 or 14 by 17 or 28 by 33 or 63 by 68, which is the highest. For me, this is nothing but 1 minus 9 by 34. This is 1 minus 3 by 17, which is nothing but 1 minus 6 by 34. Now, since 6 by 34 is lesser than 9 by 34, that means this number will be bigger. For choice, this is incorrect. Just to repeat, I have written choice A as 1 minus 9 by 34, while choice B is nothing but 1 minus 6 by 34. Since 6 by 34 is smaller than 9 by 34, 9 by 34 is bigger than 6 by 34, that means this number will be greater. So choice A is incorrect. Similarly out here, this is nothing but 1 minus 5 by 33. Okay, so I still need to find out which of these two. And this is 1 minus 5 by 68. Okay, now this is nothing but 1 minus 12 by 68. Again, by the same logic, this number will be smaller than this number. This choice is incorrect. 5 by 33 is obviously bigger than 5 by 68. So this is incorrect. The correct answer is 63 by 68. So when you have ratios, always try to see if you can express them as something with respect to 1. At least I find it very, very useful to do it this way. So the correct answer in this question is here. So 96 round 1, 97 again round 1, time and work question. Man and woman can construct a wall in so much time. Efficiency of man is 3/4 of a woman. Okay. in how many days can a man complete the work alone? Yes. Yes. So if efficiency of man is 3/4 of the woman, that means if a woman does 4 units of work, a man will do 3 units of work. Or if a woman completes the work in 3 days, the man will complete it in 4 days. This should not be a problem. Okay. So you can assume, you can start the question, you can solve the question by making an equation if you want, or any other way. Okay. Let us assume that the man finishes the work in 4x days, women complete the work in 3x days. Okay. So together they will complete in AB upon A plus B. This should be equal to 60. From here you can find the value of x and get the answer. The correct answer is none of these, 140 days. Okay. So on this page, in fact, we have got a larger number of questions to attempt, except 92 and 89. So 2 questions are round 2, but the other questions 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 questions round 1. Now, okay. 98, round 2. Looks like a time speed distance question. On the way to catch J Express to Agra, kilometers per hour has to be time speed distance, but to be done in round 2 as far as I am concerned because of the 99, length of the question again means round 2 for me. 100, I will leave the question. Second hand, the minute hand coincide in the clock between 12 noon and 1 p.m. Okay. The second hand does 1 round in 1 minute, or in 60 minutes between. Okay, so we are between, so it will have 59 complete rounds out here, while the minute hand will do it 1. So 59 minus 158 should be the answer, round 1 again. The question is between, not from. Because it is between, I'm reducing 1. Alpit asked why 59, why not 60? Had the question was from 1 to 2, then I would have looked at it differently. Okay. Question 101. Lengthy, round 2. Question 102. To avoid simple question, round 1. Long, short, not long as such. Maximum number of cuboids of dimension 435 that can be formed using 729 cubes. Okay. Of 1 by 1 by 1. So this is 5 into 3, 15 into 4, 60. So 60 cubes will be required for each of this combination. Okay. Out of 729, so the answer has to be 729 by 60, which is 12 point something. So the correct answer is 12. Round 2. Question 100 again. Okay, okay, we'll come back to 100 a little later. Okay. 94. Okay. So this is the broad structure to look at. And just to repeat, how many round 1 questions are there? I will just count it on the paper which I have with me. For me, the round 1 questions, if you want to note it down, are 81. 82 is round 1, round 2. And not to be attempted, I will write down here separately. That's not to be attempted. If 82 is round 2, whether I do it or not is a separate issue, but this is a round 2 question. 83 not to be attempted as far as I am concerned. 84, 85, 86, 87. 4, 85, 86, 87. These are round 1 questions for me. 87, there are 88 also actually, which we had done in round 1. 89 is again a round 2 question. 90 is round 2 again. Sorry, 90 is round 1. And 91 was okay. 91 is round 2. 92, 93 up to 97. 95, 96, 97. These are round 1 again. 98, 99 are round 2. Round 2. 100 is round 1. Okay. 101 is round 2. 102 is round. Okay. Yes, essentially short questions are round 1 question. So 102, 103 is here, 104. Okay. So this is the way I would look at the paper, and if I have time, I will maybe do a few from here. But I would say any one of you who is doing this paper, if you have not attempted these round 1 questions, then you have definitely missed out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. These 15 questions definitely had to be attempted. And depending upon the time available, if you and how fast you work, you could possibly 15, 14, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. If it is 15, maybe I have written some number incorrectly, but 14, 15, whatever it is, this is the minimum attempt I would say is required from you in this paper. Okay. Very quickly, I will go to the round 2 questions also, so that because just again remember, these are not difficult questions. Okay. Round 2. This is a long story which is written, but at the end it is saying, and I want you to do it yourself and just give me the hint for this question. Had there been 16.67% less number of machines, by what fraction would the profit be less? Somewhere earlier he had said profit is directly proportional to revenue, which is directly proportional to the machine. So if the machines become 1/6 less, machines are less by 1/6, machine is down by 1/6, then profit should also be down by 1/6. This is the answer. So the story is huge. Take time to understand, it takes time to read, but once you understand, it is a simple question. And which is the beauty about IIFT, that most of the time the lengthy questions are not difficult questions. They are lengthy to read, they are lengthy to understand, they are time consuming unnecessarily, which is why this is my rule, that you should definitely do the short questions first, then come back and do this longer question. Not that you don't do it, you come back and do it. I don't think anyone would have any problem in solving question number 84. Okay. So you could try it yourself. So I'm not doing question 84. The correct answer is cannot be determined because multiple cases get formed. So 88. So I'm not doing I'm not solving 84 for you. Please solve it yourself. You'll find there are multiple cases possible. Hence the answer is insufficient data. Okay, 89. Again, let's quickly go through the question. 89, we'll do 90 again. Someone has asked for it. Okay, Swapnil wants 93 also. Someone else wanted 90, so 90 and 93 will do. Okay, in the experiment, it was found that the rate of evaporation of ethanol in the container upon boiling at constant temperature is directly proportional to the square root of the area of the open surface. So, rate of boiling or rate of evaporation is proportional to area, open area rather. Area which is open to atmosphere. Okay. Which of the following options represents the container with decreasing rate of evaporation? Okay. At the start of the experiment. Cube has a dimension of 5 by 5 by 5. That means the top of the cube will be 5 by 5 length into breadth or whatever it is. So 25 is the area out here. Cylinder of base area 7 and length 10 centimeters. The top of the cylinder will be pi r square. The surface area of the top of the cylinder is nothing but pi r square. You can get this value also. Hemispheres, surface area of the hemispheres will be, or if it's a hemisphere, the top will be a circle, which is again pi r square. So you can get the values these two and get simple calculation, and you can get the answer. Okay. Correct answer is choice A. Okay. Correct answer is choice A. But not difficult to calculate. Please do it yourself. Okay, 93. Someone had asked for it. Okay, see 90 and 93. Let me just erase Please explain question 100 some stats. Okay, we'll do question 100 some stats, not an issue. Okay, quickly 93. See, typically in this question I will say, if all of them are equal, it says A less than equal to B less than equal to C. So if all of them are equal, then it is 13 by 6, 13 by 6, 13 by 6, okay, which is 1/3 of 13 by 2. So 13 by 2 into 1 by 3. So now we want the maximum possible value of, but we know that B has to be less than equal to C and greater than. So if B increases, C will also have to increase. Yes. So the moment C increases, or rather B increases, C will also increase. A will have to be reduced proportionately. Okay. Okay. Have I made a mistake in this question? Let me just go through the question again. Should it not be? Yes, now when I'm doing the question, I missed out on this thing. They are in geometric progression. Okay, so they are in geometric progression. So if A, B, and C are there, they are in geometric progression, and A less than equal to B, B less than equal to C, then this becomes one case where the common ratio is 1. Now when you take it, if you say this has to increase, this will increase in a certain ratio and this will increase in the same ratio. In fact, this is not possible. Mathematically, this is done using the concept of arithmetic mean is greater than or equal to the geometric mean, but that takes a large amount of time. So typically, I will work this way only. Question. Okay. Let me go. Okay, 98. Question number 98. Ashutosh was on his way to catch the J Express to Agra to attend the marriage of his friend Ajay. On the way, he got stuck. The traffic and result Mrs. Train. Okay. As a simple time, speed, distance question, average speed calculation, I'm sure it will not be a problem per se. You can assume the distance, but when you assume a distance, make sure it is some multiple of 8. Okay. The reason why I'm saying 8 is a factor of 48, 8 is a factor of 72, both of them, so it will make your calculation easier. Or rather, ideally, it should be a multiple of 48 and 72. Okay. Okay, then we have, so we'll skip this question. 99 again should also not be a problem. Question 90. Okay, we'll come back to question 90 again. Let me complete this page. Question 99 should not be a problem. From where Janat to attend the round table conference. They were asked to sit in. Okay, 6 people. 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 positions. If a male and female delegate sat on alternate positions, what is the probability that Mr. Digvijay Sinha from India sat diagonally opposite? So if Mr. Digvijay Sinha is sitting here, male and female are in alternate positions. So this is a female position, this is a female position, and this is a female position. So out of the 3 female positions, Ms. Zivana Zamani Khal can sit in this, or this. So the probability of her sitting here is 1/3 or 0.33. There is the beauty about IIFT questions. Huge amount of story, but at the end of the day, very simple question. Okay, from 1 to 2 p.m., the minute hand will take 59 complete rounds. The second hand. Okay. While the minute hand will take 1 complete round. Okay, it will take 1. So every time the minute hand crosses this, it will meet it. Okay? So it is going to cross it. Remember, the last time they will be together. So the correct answer has to be 59 minus 1 equal to 58. 103 is a simple time and work question, can be solved comfortably. Similarly, this one is nothing but a LCM HCF question. Okay. LCM HCF question should not be an issue. Okay. Okay. So we'll stop here for this section, and since we are running a little behind schedule, we are at 9:48. We will go to the reasoning section now. Okay. Okay, reasoning section. Okay. Now, reasoning questions to be attempted and not attempted. Again, I will tell you what I did, or rather what is my way of working through these questions. These two are not attempted by me ever, because these are questions which there is no specific logic and I have to substitute choices in each one of them. So the task is you substitute choices and then see what pattern emerges, and from there you get the answer. Unfortunately, that takes time, and hence I am never very keen on questions like this. For example, in this question, if you put this thing, it will become A, first blank will be B, then you have the two B's again, second blank will again be another B, then you will have two C's, and then the third blank will be another C, then you have A. So you write that down and then you try to define a pattern out of it. IIFT, I don't have the luxury of time. Since I don't have luxury of time, I don't want to waste it also, and just not worry about the question per se. So as far as I am concerned, these are two questions which I would not want to attempt in the paper at all. Okay? So these are questions which are not even round 2. These are round 3 questions, or not to be attempted by me. Questions 3 and 4 are normally what I will attempt. I will always attempt these coding, decoding kind of questions. I'm sure most of you can do it. You have to identify a common thread between two and find out. For example, when I look at these two statements, the word she is common to both of them, and there's nothing else which is common, which means whatever is common between these two has to be she. So the word which is common to these is ZHO. So she has to be equal to ZHO. Okay. Similarly, when you look at Ron likes having tea, tea is healthier than coffee. These first two statements, only the word tea is common and nothing else is common. Similarly, when I look at it, Shu, Mil, Janta, Mil. Okay, so tea is equal to mil. You can work your way through, you will always get the answer, and good thing is most of the time these have 2 to 3 questions. So even if it takes a little time deciphering the content out here, 2 to 3 questions makes it worth attempting. So questions 3 and 4 for me are round 1 questions. I will always attempt them. 5 and 6 again round 1 questions to be attempted. I will, for example, here n at the rate of p. This means to me n at the rate means greater than or equal to t. Second, t and p and means equal to. So this statement means p is equal to p. So combining these two, I can write equal to p. N is greater than equal to t, n is greater than equal to p, and p is equal to p. N percentage z percentage means n is less than equal to z. So that means I can write it like this: z is greater than equal to. So this becomes check the choices. Simple question. These are definite to be attempted. Definite attempts as far as this paper is concerned. Please make sure that you don't miss this question. These have to be attempted as far as this paper is concerned. Okay? So 4 questions. First 2 questions I will not do. And if you have doubts out here, unfortunately I will not be able to help you with these doubts in these 2 questions. I never attempt them in the paper. These are round 2 questions for me always. Because I have seen many times the logic is incorrect or not completely clear, and this can take time. So these are round 2 questions. These 2 are again round 1 question. So certain code OSS is written as this. Find the code for Mirage. certain language, plants, वगैरह, you can get the answer. In this paper, I was able to solve this question correctly. I was not able to solve this, so I left this question unattempted. Now, the important thing is don't waste time. If the court strikes you, mark the answer. If the court does not strike you, just ignore the question and move on. You can go through the solution and you'll get the answer. Important thing again is question 7 and 8 are right. Akshay, there is nothing wrong with question 7 and 8. We'll discuss that question. 9, 10 we also will discuss. 7, 8 is not incorrect. Okay. Question, for example, out here, O is 16, A is 3. O as an alphabet, O is equal to 14. What was it? Let me just check my paper. What did I write? O is equal to 15. A is equal to 1. But out here, O is written as 16. So that is 15 plus 1. A is written as 3. So that is plus 2. So first letter will be plus 1, plus 2, plus 3, plus 4, plus 5. So the alphabet number plus 1, plus 2, plus 3, plus 4, plus 5, plus 6 will get the answer from there. Okay. Remember, you identify one alphabet, one number, move on to the choices. For example, M is 14 out here, 14, 14, 14. I'll not worry about M. I need to check out 11, 12, 11. We need to check out. So start checking out, you'll get the answer. 12, I could not solve, so I just left that question. Okay. 13, 14 again is a round 2 because the arrangement question at times the logic is a little wonky, so I will leave this now and come back to it later. Okay. Eligibility criteria are round 1 questions for me. While these take a little time in reading, it is important that we do them for the simple reason that these are simple, these are not difficult, but it is important that you be systematic in these. These are always very easy and have to be attempted. These are very easy questions in IIFT also. So when you look at IIFT, I will say in reasoning, you should definitely be attempting eligibility criteria and the operators, the mathematical operator questions, which were these. These are the operators. These are questions. Now these 5, 6 questions are always very, very easy. You should make sure you attempt these questions always. Okay. I will not go into the details of this question. These 3 questions, I'm sure all of you will be able to solve them. Okay. Then we come here. Now 18, 19, 20, 21, these are choice you have to exercise. Are you comfortable with these? Are you comfortable with verbal reasoning, syllogisms? Yes, do it. Not, don't do it. Okay. Most of the time, 2021 will take lesser time, but again, the error rate is usually high in these questions. Question 2021, statement in course of action, be a little careful. Okay. We'll quickly do these 2 questions. For me, these are round 1 questions. Okay. Round 1 as well as these are round 1 questions. Okay. But I'll typically do these first and then come back to this. Okay. Round 2 for me are essentially the arrangement or the logical reasoning, mathematical reasoning questions are there. Okay. So let's look at these 2 questions, question 20 and 21. Poor diet, lack of exercise and smoking are the main offenders behind Patna's high number of deaths and from heart disease. Great. So there are 3 causes. So the course of action should try to address these 3 causes: poor diet, lack of exercise and smoking. Okay. So statement 1 is not a course of action because research required to find cures for heart ailment. We are talking about preventing them. So prevention is better than cure is the thing which is there. So to prevent them, you don't need to do research. The research has already told you that these are the 3 causes. You need to address these 3 causes. So statement 1 does not follow. Statement 2, free consultation, diet consultation should be given to patients in hospital, but these patients are already come here after this thing has happened. So now diet consultation may not be very useful, so this again does not follow. And statement 3, More and more awareness campaigns should be devised to educate. Yes, awareness campaign to educate people of benefits of nutrition. Yes, statement C follows. So statement C follows. Out here, the way I would again look at it, statement 1 does not follow. This choice is incorrect. This choice is incorrect. This choice is incorrect. In fact, statement 1 does not follow, gives you the answer straight away. Let's look at question 21. Maruti has discovered that a probable defect in hand braking system of cars manufactured between March and August. Probable defect, not a definite thing. So if it is probable, you need to be sure that you are very sure before you take any strict action. Okay? Statement 1 incorrect. Recall later because it's probable, you still are not sure whether it is right or not. You will recall only when you are very sure about the damage. Statement 2, conduct thorough in-house research into the matter to establish the nature and the problem and the degree of effect. Statement 2 definitely follows. There is a definite course of action because you need to confirm probable into definite yes or a definite no. You do a research, you identify, you do a thorough research or investigate into the matter, get a definite yes or a definite no, then your action will follow. So white tree replacement, not now. If the research shows that this is an important thing and it needs to be taken care of, then yes. So statement 2 only follows. There is the correct answer. Okay. Quickly, I don't think these syllogism questions will need to be. Okay, you want to do the question on dogs. It is confusing. Let's go through the question on dogs. Okay. All dogs are mammals. Great. Some mammals are not carnivores. All dogs are mammals. So all dogs are mammals. So this is dogs. These are mammals. Some mammals are not carnivores. Okay, so you have a mammal, you have carnivores. Some mammals are not carnivores. That means there is at least someone out here who's. There are some mammals who are not carnivores. Okay. Alpit, are you talking about this particular question or you want to go to the arrangement question? Okay, so we'll skip this one. Alpit is talking about the other question. Okay. Okay, question 7 and 8, someone had a problem, so we'll quickly solve question 7 and 8. And let me erase this first. Okay. Question 7 and 8. A, B, Andrew, Brian, Joe, Mark, Phil, Sam are assigned to stay in 4 rooms only, 101 to 104 at the indoor gym tournament. 2 of the rooms are double rooms and the remaining single room. Brian is assigned an even number room in which he shares with the swimmer. Room number 103 to be occupied by the badminton. Okay. So we have got 4 rooms, 101, 102, 103 and 104. 2 of these rooms are double rooms, 2 of the rooms are single rooms. Let's find out what are these. And each of these rooms, there is a sports person, so we need to identify the game also of that individual. Okay. Now, you have A, B, J, M, P, S. Let me just write down the name. A, B, J, M, P, S. Okay. Brian is assigned an even number room. So Brian is in either 102 or 104. So first thing is Brian is 102 or 104. Okay. Which he shares with the swimmer. So Brian plus the swimmer are in the same room, which also means Brian is not the swimmer. Okay. So the sports which we have out here, one is swimming. Okay. Okay. Room number 103 should be occupied by the badminton player only. Great. So 103 is a single seater and the person plays badminton. So this is a single seater because there are 6 people, 2 rooms are 2 each. and 2 rooms have a single person. So 103 is here. Room 103 is to be occupied, that we have done. Room numbers of A and J, okay, who is neither a badminton player nor a squash player. Okay. Room numbers of A and J. J is neither a badminton player nor a squash player. First thing, we are saying the other is badminton. You have squash. Okay. So we are saying J is neither a badminton player nor a squash player. Okay. But the room numbers of A and J are distinct, and their sum is equal to twice the room number of hockey players. Okay. So room number of A plus room number of J divided by 2 should give you the room number of hockey players. Which means these 3 rooms have to be consecutive. This could be 101, 103, so this becomes 102. Or these could be 102, 104, and this becomes 103. So if it is possible, hockey players, if 102 and 103 are 4 are there, then the hockey player has to be in 103, which is not possible. So A and J have, so that means the hockey player has to be in 102. Hockey player is here in room number 102. Okay. So A and J have to be on either side of the hockey player. The second thing which means either A or J plays badminton, then, but we know J does not play badminton, so A or Andrew is a badminton player, and J has to be here. Okay. So hockey is also taken care of out here. Next statement. Phil, who prefers not to share his room, plays either basketball or squash. Phil again does not share a room, so that means he cannot be in room 101. Not possible in 103. But what is it he does? He plays either basketball or squash. Phil plays basketball or squash, so Phil cannot be in 102 because 102 person has to play hockey, so Phil has to be here. He plays either basketball or he plays squash. So basketball is here. So now let's see what, and again this is a single room. Okay. So who are the people we are left with? Phil has been placed, Jose has been placed, Andrew has been placed. So B, M and S are left. Let's go through the data all over again. Brian is assigned an even number room. So Brian has to be in an even number room. So Brian has to be here. So Brian has to be in 102. So Brian will be 102, not 104. And along with him is the swimmer. So swimmer has to be here. But since Brian is not a swimmer, that means he must be playing hockey. So hockey is taken care of. 1, 2, 3, 4 people we have placed. 5 and 6 we need to place. So Brian has been placed. So Mark and M and S are left. Room 103 is occupied by the badminton player only. Okay, Sam is a national level table tennis player. How did I miss that out? Sam is a national level table tennis player. So this has to be swimmer, so Sam has to be here. He should be playing table tennis. So Sam is table tennis. Phil plays either basketball or squash, but which means this is also either basketball or squash. But we know Josh cannot play squash, so this is not possible. And similarly out here, this is not possible. And who's the person left? Sam has been done, Diane has been done, so Mark. So this becomes your table, and you should be able to get the answers from here. Okay, yeah, Alpet, I'm coming to your question because, okay. Yeah, question 9 and 10, how many of you got it right? Okay, Mudassar Zia, in this question, please look at this. Room numbers of, Mudassar, this line to your question. Room numbers of A and J are distinct, and their sum is equal to twice the room number of hockey players. So I can say room number of hockey players has to be equal to divided by 2 room number of A plus room number of J. Or in other words, these three, it is nothing but the room numbers of hockey players is nothing but the arithmetic mean of the room numbers of A and J. Or H has to be right in the middle because these are the only 3 rooms. Okay, question number 9 and 10. I want to know how many of you solved it. Put a yes as to all those who are able to solve it. Monica, okay. Nivedita. Rahul, no. It seems only girls have been able to solve it. Raghav did not attempt. Okay. This question is incorrect. I'll quickly explain why this is incorrect. Okay. Question 9, 10, those of you have not solved, good for you. You save time. But this question is incorrect because of a simple thing which is there, and when you compare it with the solution, you realize where it is missing out on. Okay, the 7th finalist of Variety Dog Pet Show. Let me just quickly make the table. Position 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes, Rahul, this is exactly as per the IIFT trend of last year. This mock is based on last year's paper. So these are the 7 positions, and you have the name of the owner and breed of the dog. Okay. So let's start just putting the data in place. 7 finalists are made to stand on the podium in the final round. Each participant has different breed of different breed of dog as his or her entrant. Number of participants on right of Anna is twice that of Cindy, and they are standing next to each other. Anna is standing next to each other, and the number of participants to the right of Anna are twice that of Cindy. So, which means Anna could be here, Cindy could be here, because then Anna has 2 people to her right, while Cindy has 1 person. Another position could have been Anna out here and Cindy out here, because Cindy then has 2 people to her right, while Anna has 4 people to her right. However, the question is saying, and they are standing next to each other. If they are standing next to each other, that means the only possibility is Anna out here and Cindy out here. Okay. That's the first thing. Okay. Next, let's go further. Owner of Alsatian is the neighbor of the owner of Bulldog. So Alsatian and Bulldog are standing next to each other. Oh, sorry. Owner of I missed out. Owner of Alsatian is the neighbor of owner of Bulldog and Brittany. That means Brittany neither owns Alsatian nor Bulldog, but Brittany is standing at one of the extreme ends. Owner of Alsatian is neighbor of owner of Bulldog and Brittany. So I can say Alsatian has one side Brittany and one side, what was the other one? Labrador? What was it? Bulldog. Okay. The Alsatian has a Bulldog on one side and Brittany, so it could be, and Brittany is standing in the corner, so Brittany could be here or Brittany could be here. In which case this will become Brittany, it will become Alsatian, it will become Bulldog. Okay. Next. Pixie, who owns a poodle, is in the center position. Pixie owning a poodle is in the center position, which is number 4. So Pixie, poodle. Labrador and Alsatian dogs are kept as far as possible, and neither of them have a Dalmatian as a neighbor. So Labrador and Alsatian, maximum possible distance. Anna and Danny are the neighbors of the owner of German Shepherd. Anna and Danny are the neighbors of the owner of German Shepherd. So Anna is here and Danny are the neighbor of German Shepherd. Okay. So again, Anna and Danny are the neighbor of German Shepherd. So German Shepherd should be somewhere in the middle, and Anna and Danny on one side. Okay. So obviously this means this should be German Shepherd, because Anna on one side and Danny will have to be here. Okay. Because here you have poodle, so German Shepherd cannot be here. Okay. Which means Brittany cannot be here. Brittany has to be here. If Brittany is here, Alsatian will be here. Bulldog will be here. Okay. One of the lines which we had earlier, Labrador and Alsatian dogs are kept as far as possible. Labrador and Alsatian are kept as far as possible. So Alsatian is here, that means Labrador should be here. Maybe here, but most probably here. Okay. Either Mitch owns Doberman or Lala doesn't own an Alsatian. So you're saying either Mitch owns Doberman or Lala does not own Alsatian. One of these statements is correct. Okay. So Brittany is here. So we have, okay, what are the people we have missed out on? Let me just write down the breeds which are pending. So in any case, Alsatian is here. So Labrador should be here now. So we are left with Doberman. Okay, we are left with Doberman, and we are left with which is the other breed? Which are the other breeds which are missing? So one of Bulldog, Poodle, Lab, Alsatian. So we have Bulldog, Poodle, Labrador, Alsatian, German Shepherd, okay. Shepherd. I'm missing out on a couple of breeds out here. Poodle, Lab, Alsatian, Dalmatian. Yes, thank you very much. Dalmatian was one missing link out here. And Dalmatian also has a condition given out here. Okay. Labrador and Alsatian do not have Dalmatian as a neighbor. Okay. So that means Dalmatian has to be here. And the remaining breed, whichever is left, German Shepherd is done, Alsatian is done, Labrador is done, Poodle is done, Bulldog is done. Okay, whichever is the remaining breed that comes out here. And we have Mitch, yes, Doberman has to be here then. Okay. So Doberman has to be here. Now the question says, either Mitch owns Doberman, Mitch does not own Doberman, or Lala does not own Alsatian. So Lala should be then here. Lala and the remaining person is here. Now, your answers may not match with the solution given. I have not checked that out because the solution match assumes that A, Anna and Cindy, and position 3 and 5. Okay, so your answers may not match, but let's just check out what the answers to these two questions are. Who is the owner of Dalmatian? Dalmatian, as per this, is Anna. As per this, Dalmatian should be Anna. If Mitch and Cindy interchange their position, so Mitch has to be then here, because Mitch is the only one who is missing. So Mitch comes here. Okay. So Mitch and Cindy interchange their position, Mitch comes here and Cindy goes here. Who is standing second to the left of Doberman? Who is standing to the second to the left of Doberman? Second to the left of Doberman, not possible. So question number, because while question 9 you are getting the answer, 10th you are not getting the answer. So either the question is incorrect or the solution is incorrect. In the solution, it has been assumed that Anna and Cindy are in position 3 and 5. While as per the question, the data given, it should be in position 5 and 6. Okay? So just make sure that you get this correct. Okay? Monica. Yes, Rahul, we have followed the trend of IIFT of giving incorrect questions also. Not that we wanted to, but yes, that has happened. Okay. Okay, question 13, 14 again should not have been difficult. They can be solved comfortably. Quickly we'll go through it, then we will go to DI and we'll solve the questions of DI so that you understand the calculation part also. Okay, very quickly 13 and 14. Team of representatives is selected from 8 persons A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. C and yes, IIFT also checks on your luck to some extent. Again, that is not by design, that is by errors are always on account of carelessness. So I won't attribute any motive beyond that. It is carelessness. They don't normally give as much attention to the question as they should be. And that is what happened with us also. Someone out in our team goofed up, and which is why we have these incorrect questions. Okay, very quickly coming to questions 13 and 14. I don't think these should be difficult. Just need to write down the condition and you should be able to get the answers. Okay, the conditions given to us are selected for 8 persons. H is selected, then A is also selected. H implies A has to be there in the team. Exactly one of G and F has to be selected. So it is either G or F. Yes, Akshita, typically one of the reasons why we do these arrangement questions in IIFT later on, because we have always found that the IIFT, these kind of questions are little difficult at times. The language is also a little shaky. For example, if we look at one of the earlier questions, let me just come back to this question. Look at this language. The room numbers of Andrew and Jose, or Jose, who is neither a badminton nor a squash player. This is a little confusing to say the least. And this is what IIFT also does. Now you will be struggling whether it is Andrew who does not play badminton and Jose who does not play squash, or both these games are not played by Jose. So there is a problem with IIFT, and which is what we have tried to, which is why this statement was put deliberately and made a little confusing. Okay. The intention is that Jose does not play, but the will of the individual questions first, and then come back to the arrangement questions. Need not do all of them, but if you have time, you can do all of them also. Okay, coming back to this question. If H is there, then A has to be there. Only G or F. Both of them cannot be together. Okay? Only one of them has to be there. Exactly one of has to be in the team. A and E cannot be in the same team. So A plus E is not possible. A and E cannot be in the same team. B is selected only if D is selected. So if D is there, D implies B has to be there. Oh, okay. I missed this thing. C and D are always selected together. So C plus D has to happen. C and D will be together. But if D is there, then D is also there. So you can straight away say C, D and B will be together always. All three of them will come into the group. If A is selected, then C is not selected. Okay. And A implies C is not selected. Okay. In the team, if A is one of the members, what is the maximum size of the team? So A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. If A is selected, then C cannot be selected, so C I will remove. If C is not selected, so D cannot be selected, because C and D have to be together. B can come only if D is there. If D is not there, then B cannot come. If G and F, only one person is allowed. So out of these, only one person will come, and if A is there, then E cannot come. So this is out. So A, H, and one of these two, so the maximum size is 3. The simple question should not be a problem at all. Similarly, the next question can also be solved. Which of the following text cannot be selected together? You should get the answer. Okay? Now very quickly going through this paper again, what is a good attempt in this section? When I'm looking at this particular section, okay, quant, we had attempted about, even if we forget the round 2 question, I'll say about 15 round 1 question into 15 marks were definitely on in this. I would expect people to do 15 plus maybe 2 or 3, but I will say let's start by saying 15 marks were achievable in this particular section. Now reasoning, for me the questions to be attempted 1, 2, 3, 4 of these, 5, 6. This I am assuming you will do only 1 and you will leave 1. You will do only 10th and leave the other. Okay, 5, 6, 7. Again only this will be attempted 8. These 2 will get 9, 10. See, eligibility criteria to be done 10 plus 3, 13. And out of these 4, let me assume you will do only 2. So I'm saying again, when I'm looking at this particular section, to me in reasoning, again about 15 questions into 1 mark was definitely possible. Okay, so when I'm looking at attempts 15, 15, 30, 42, 48, 48 and maybe 6 questions or 3 to 4 questions, something like 50, 52 questions have been there, and we are left with DI to look at. DI will add another 4 to 5 marks. So something like an attempt of 60 marks is a good attempt in this paper. I'll say a 60 mark is a good attempt, and a score of about 42, 43 is a good score. Anything above 40 is good, but closer to 45 will be better. Okay. So the way I'm looking at it is, a very good attempt is 60 marks. And let me say 55 to 60 is a good attempt, and 42 to 45 is a good score. Okay. So those of you have been able to achieve this, you have achieved the right number. Those of you are around 38, 40, you have not missed by much. Possibly it was your selection of questions which should have been looked at. Okay. Reasoning, I gave about 35 minutes. Quant, I gave about 30 minutes, but I did a larger number of questions than this. So 35, 65, I gave 15 minutes out here, 65, 70, 80, 100 minutes out here. About 15, 12 to 15 minutes I gave for DI, and initially I spent 5 to 6 minutes scanning the paper. Okay. Quickly into DI, I did one set of DI. Let me clean this because we will need to use this sheet regularly when we come to DI. DI is the last one, so let me just go to the, I think we have 35, okay. Okay. Huge amount of data. Okay. So quickly, first thing is what questions to attempt, which one to look at. Question 1, first set of data, huge amount of data. That is not a problem to me because IIFT you will get large data. Okay. When I go to the question 105, 4 questions for me, 106, 7 choices do not seem to be difficult questions, especially 106 choices are reasonably far apart. 107, how many number of years? So can still a counting question can be looked at. Okay. 108, 109, okay, possibly can be looked at. 110 to 14, again multiple cumulative bar chart or horizontal bar chart, another data set, same data with 2 horizontal bar chart and a table. Could be difficult in terms of understanding and going across data. So between these two, the first set of data makes more sense to me. And 115 to 120 again, simple bar charts, multiple bar charts. Data understanding is not an issue. Percentages. Again, multiple statements mean large amount of calculation and could be a problem. Yes, 117 should not be an issue. So okay, so out of these 3 sets of data, the second set which has the maximum amount of data, which is the 3 sets, is one I would look at it in the end. Okay, Rahul, my cutoff would be about 42 marks. if you're looking for the cutoff, I would say about 42 is what I would be very comfortable with in terms of cutoff for this paper, and no sectional cutoffs. Okay? Because IIFT has typically not used sectional cutoffs. Okay, so quickly, let's start solving the question. I would attempt only set 1 and leave the rest. Okay. But when I did this paper, I attempted these questions and there are a couple of questions on the other set, so I'll quickly go through these to understand calculations and which one to attempt. Question 105. Okay. First of all, this data gives us revenue, liabilities, production cost and profit for 3 different years. For 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 companies and 4 sectors. Okay. Percentage share of Renault in the total revenue generated by the automobile. Question 105 is typically not a preferred question for me. I'll leave this. For the reason is each of these is a different calculation. So, and which means this is like solving 3 questions. While a question 106 is an easier question because this is 1 question. Okay. Liabilities of IT sector is what percentage of its revenue in the year 2011. Liabilities of IT sector in 2011. Liabilities of IT sector in 2011 is this. Is what percentage of its revenue? Revenue in 2011 of IT sector is this. So it is 2400 upon 30731. From a calculation perspective, 2400 upon 34731. My way of calculating again, choices are not close, so I can afford to take chances. 10% of 34731 is 3473. This number is 2400. 2400 is more than 2/3. Okay. 12 2s are 24, 12 3s are 36. This is more than 2/3. So your answer should be 7.8%. Oh, I'm sorry. Is it 30731? Yeah, it is 30731. So let me just redo the calculation. Okay, it makes my life easier actually. So 24, I'll put it this way, 24 upon 30 is equal to 4 by 5, which is equal to 0.8 or 80%. Okay. Or my answer should be around 8% should be the answer. So this becomes the answer. Okay. So either way I was getting the same answer, not an issue at all. Okay. So idea being that I will calculate what I can calculate. Question 107. How many companies recorded a growth in revenue as well as profit in each of the years over this previous year? Okay. So it is only talking about growth. So if it is talking about growth, I can do it. Had the question thought, how many companies recorded a certain percentage growth, then I would have probably thought about, but growth or only the change, if it is okay, it is not an issue. So we can count it out here. So how many companies recorded growth? Shopper Stop did not. 1800 to 1740, no. Brad House 840, yes, this is growth. So growth in revenue is there. We need to check the growth in revenue as well as the profit. But for this company, what is the growth in profit? It is not there in all years. So none of these companies is the correct answer. Similarly, out here, 855, 1800, not possible. 11, 15, 16, yes. 215, 9, no. Okay. So you just need to keep checking out and you will get the answer. So there is a question which is doable. 105 is not to be attempted when you are doing this. You should attempt this one, attempt this one, leave this one. Okay. Next question. Which of the following pairs production cost of the first company in the pair as a percentage of liabilities of second company is the highest? So you need production of this divided by liabilities of this. Production of Wipro divided by liabilities of Renault. 4 calculations can be attempted. Okay, but let's look at the data with us. Okay, let me just open the question paper so that we don't have to keep going back. Okay. Oh, this question I will not attempt. It says for the given period. That means I need to find, for example, in this question I need to find revenue of Wipro for the 3 years, the summation, divided by liability of Reno for the 3 years. So it is two-step calculation, which means going back to this data, you will need to say, if I look at the IT sector, revenue of Wipro for the 3 years, addition of GC numbers, divided by liabilities of, what was the liability of Wipro? Reno. Divided by liabilities of Reno. Okay, this. Okay. Can be attempted 4 calculations, 4 two-step calculations. I did not attempt it because I thought this will be a lengthy calculation. So I don't think it is worth attempting, but you can attempt it if you want to. So as far as I am concerned, I am saying leave this one also. Identify the highest number. Okay. So as long as it is talking about increase, so no percentage changes, my task is easier. Increase in revenue of that house from 9 to 10. Okay. From 9 to 10, increase in revenue of that house. This can be solved. I don't think this should be an issue. From 9 to 10, it is increased by 52. So this has 52. Increase in liabilities of IBM from 10 to 11. Liabilities of IBM from 10 to 11. IBM from 10 to 11. 10 only, so that cannot be the answer. Okay. So this is 10. So this is incorrect. Similarly, you can check these two also to get the answer. Okay. Okay. Next, let us look at the second set of data. We'll just, by my purpose of looking at the second set of data is more from the point of view of calculations than anything else. Okay. And so let's just go to the calculations part first. I hope everyone understands the data. This talks about immigration from Africa from 2008 onwards, 6.6% total immigration which happened in US after from 2008. 6.6% was from Africa, 40.3% was from Asia, and so on and so forth. Okay. Okay, mark the correct statement. The absolute percentage change in the percentage of immigrants to California in the time period 2005 or later was 25.59%. Now look at these 4 questions. These are effectively 4, sorry, this question is nothing but 4 questions. These are 4 statements, but each statement is a different calculation. And hence this becomes time consuming. And which is what you have to avoid. So if you have to look at the set per se, I would say don't attempt this one. Don't worry about attempting this one. You can attempt 114, you can attempt 112, you can attempt 111 maybe. Okay. So typically the right approach for IIFT is in every, you don't do one set of data, you do 2 sets of data, or maybe you 3 sets of data, but identify a simple question in each and do that. Okay. Okay. So moving on to this question, I'll just do question number 110. Absolute percentage change in the percentage of immigrants to California from 2005 or later. California 2005 or later, the second bar chart. California, 19.4% of the immigrants came. Absolute percentage change in immigrants to California in the time period 2005 or later, over the period prior to 2005. 2005, 26.7 came in. Okay. Okay. So 26.7% prior to 2005, then it became 19.4%, or this has declined by 6.7 plus 0.6. 6.7 plus 0.6, 7.3. So your answer in this question has to be 7.3 divided by 26.7. So need to check out whether this percentage is equal to this percentage or not. Okay. Which is nothing but 73 upon 267. Now 73 into 4, or rather 25% of 267, half of 267 is 133, half of 133 will be roughly 64. 133 will be, sorry, 66, 67. Yeah. So, but this is 73. So, or in other words, this is nothing but 25%. Or rather, I can just to explain the process what I am doing, I am saying 73 upon 267 is equal to 67 plus 6 upon 267. 67 upon 267 is nothing but 25% plus 6 by 267. So this is 25% because this is 1/4. 10% of 267 is 26.7. 1% is 2.6. So 6 should be nothing but roughly about 2.5%. So this ratio is approximately 27.5%. So statement A is incorrect because you think 25.59 while your answer is about 27.5%. Okay? So this as a process, I find it very useful that I will always break percentages into smaller numbers. Similarly, if you look at quickly, there's the calculation part. Okay. We can do that also. Okay. Let's statement B. In the time period 2005 or later, the period over the period prior to 2005, absolute percentage change was the lowest among the given states. Absolute percentage change was the lowest among the given states. Okay. Scroll it up. Absolute percentage change was so this is California, this is New York, Texas, Florida, this is Florida. So this has changed by 0.3, okay. While this has changed by others, absolute percentage change, no, the absolute percentage is minimum here for New Jersey. Okay. So statement 2 is also incorrect. Statement 3, absolute percentage change, percentage immigrants to Texas in the time period prior to 2005 was more than the Florida in the same time period. Okay. Absolute percentage change, percent of immigrants to Texas and Florida. So let us look at Texas versus Florida. Texas, the change is 0.5. Absolute percentage change, this is a change of 0.3. So Texas is more than Florida. Yes, so statement 3 becomes right. Okay. So that is what you need to do. Every question you will have to identify, see which are the right questions. My guess is, my feeling is, for example, in this set of data, okay, let me tell you which ones I attempted. In the previous set of data, I have already told you which ones I attempted. I attempted question 106, 107. In question 102 questions I attempted from here, and I attempted 109. So 3 questions I attempted from the first set, the others I left. In the second set, I did not attempt 110. Okay. I attempted 111. I attempted 112. I attempted 114. Okay. The idea being 114 definite attempt because this is a straight number which is given and it's a short question, so that means not too much of calculation. Approximate combined immigrants to Florida, Texas, New York in the time period prior to 2005. Florida, Texas, New York. So Florida, Texas, New York prior to 2005. This is Florida. Sorry, this is Florida, Texas, New York. Total is 10, 20, 29.9, 29.30.2, 30.4. So 30.4% is the total immigration percentage prior to 2005, and this is 33,004. So in this question, all you need to do is 30.4% of 33,004, or make it approximately this much. Okay. Again, 10% is 3,300, so 30% should be 9,900. Okay, this another, those of you who have missed out in thousands. So these are this in thousands. So into 10 to the power 3 is already there. Okay. And 99, 9,000. 10% 3,300, 9,900 out here. 10%, 1% is this much, 330. 0.1% is 33. So 33 into 4, 122. 33, 66, 132. So 132. 132. So say approximately 10 million becomes the answer. Okay. So look for questions which are straightforward, simple. These are the questions you should be attempting. Those of you who have gone for the third set of data, again, look for the questions which are attemptable. These two will typically be long questions. This is a question which you could look at attempting. This is the question you could look at attempting. Okay. So when I'm looking at this section, two questions from the last set possibly attemptable. These are not attemptable or not to be looked at initially at least. In this set, 1, 2, 3 questions which are attemptable, so 5. And in this set, 1, 2, 3. So there are about 3, and 2 sets of data which are attemptable. So when I'm looking at the DI set, I'm saying out of the 3 sets of data, the first set, there are 3 questions which are attemptable, second set, another 3, last set 2. So whichever way you look at it, assuming you do only one set completely, or you do 2 sets, you are not going to attempt more than 5 questions. So even if you do use 3 plus 3, 6, I don't assume you'll get all 4, or you'll pick up all 5. So I would say a good attempt in this section of DI is 5 attempts, and anyone who's done 5 has done a superlative job, so 5. But even a 4, I'm entirely okay with it. Okay? So for me, this paper means that this is a very good attempt. So just to repeat and just to make sure that all of us are on the same page, GK attempt of 6 marks, 6 marks in GK, 12 marks in usage. Let's say RC, let me say about 4 marks, 4 to 5 marks in RC. Okay. 4 to 5 marks in RC is a good attempt. One passage. Okay. Quant, I will say 15. DI, I'll again say 15. DI, quant and reasoning is 15 each. DI, I will say again 4 to 5. Okay. So a good attempt becomes 12 plus 6, 18. 18 and 30 is 48. 48 and 8, 56. So which is 55 to 60 is a very good attempt. Anyone who's done 55 to 60 is great. And for me, the cutoff for this paper will be in the region of 42, 43. Okay. 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 If there are any questions you have on this, you could just shoot those questions and then I can take it up. See, 55 to 60, when I'm saying good attempt, it means anything more than 50 is good. Okay. 50 to 55 is good attempt. 55 to 60 is an excellent attempt. But more than that, the important thing is whether you do 50 to 55 questions or 55 to 60 attempts. My question would be, are you getting a score of 45 marks? 45 marks is great as far as this paper is concerned. Anything above 42 is acceptable. 40 is also fine on the lower side. I'll say 40 to 42 is also acceptable. But less than 40, the issue most probably is either you have been a little slow somewhere or you have not been able to pick up the right questions to attempt. Okay. Okay. So let me just let me quickly have a look at what are the questions so that I can address them. I'll go to the Q&A first and then go to the chat box. Okay. Okay. First thing obviously is that we'll have some of you have not received the correct answers. Don't have the answer key, so we'll have that made available online or offline, whichever way. But you will get it by tomorrow. Okay. Madhurima, in which order should section be attempted? completely your choice, but my suggestion would be get rid of GK first. GK and EU, I would say do them first and get rid of them. And my preferred mode is EU, followed by, so my preferred mode is for the GK first, followed by English usage, then I do RC, then I will do QA and reasoning. I'm mostly interchangeable between the two of them. I don't worry too much. Whichever comes my way first, I do them. But I would say maybe you should be doing reasoning first and then QA, because reasoning is a section which you can hope to complete. QA is not a section you can hope to complete. So which is why in reasoning, if you get 5 minutes extra, it is not an issue also. Okay? And then I will do it DI in the end, because I know DI at best I'll do 3 to 4 questions, 5 questions if I'm extremely fortunate, and end of the story. Okay. So question 89 A and you have the same choice. That's great. So I did not notice that. 88, 89. Great. So you give yourself marks for whichever you have marked in. Okay. One paper is completely tougher and see, this paper is based on this year's CAT paper. Oh, sorry. This mock IIFT is based on IIFT 2011. It is patterned on this. Till 2010, we used to have maths, which was a little more difficult, and it had some component of higher maths also. This is till 2010. Okay. However, they have possibly shifted to a normal maths because they realized that people were hardly able to attempt anything, and in any case, this paper then became biased towards people who have done higher maths. Okay. So I would not expect it, but even at that point of time, the strategy was maximize on reasoning. Again, the strategy was maximize on reasoning and cut down time on math and do only those simple questions. So while here I am talking about attempting 15 questions in IIFT 2011, QA you could attempt 15 questions. But if it was IIFT 2010, I would have said if you attempt something like 8 to 10 questions in quant, even that is okay. Okay. Because you would then maximize in other areas. Okay. Okay, you get extra marks. The score which I am saying 40 to 42 as a cutoff. 42 is what I think. I think you can go to a low of 40 only. It's without taking into account any incorrect question for which you can get extra marks. If say you get 2 extra marks for incorrect questions, then the cutoff becomes 42 to 44. Okay. Okay. No sectional cutoffs. Wasn't DI section easier than actual IIFT DI? Yes, I will agree with that. That this was a little less difficult as compared to the actual IIFT DI. This could have been made a little more difficult. Okay. Okay, most of them are referring to specific questions. Let me just have a look at the chat box. Okay, whatever are the errors, we'll have those errors also checked out and corrected answers given to you by tomorrow. Okay. Okay, great. So, okay, just to repeat, whatever sessions we have now with us, okay, the 3 sessions which you have is, one is a GK session. I think that is tomorrow. Let me just go back to the first page. First page should be there. Okay. This is by Rajat. This is by Neeraj Prasad. Please do attend Neeraj's session, because while I can take this session, and the last session is by Jijo, which we could not conduct yesterday because of technical issues. This is going to be either 21st November or 22nd November. You'll get a confirmation tomorrow. So do attend these 2 sessions, because while you have gone through with me for IIFT 2011, you have done the mock IIFT with me. You need to go through these 2 sessions also to understand their approach. Not necessarily that my approach will work with everyone. So please make sure you go through these 2 sessions as well, and hopefully you will be able to see something more for you which is different from the way I'm taking the paper and something which will be useful for you. Okay. In addition to this, we are looking at maybe we may be doing one odd session more, but we'll confirm it to you by day after tomorrow. Finally, after IFT, on the day of IFT, we will be having a session. I would also want all of you to make sure that after IFT, come immediately to the Career Launcher website and fill up your answer key so that we can give you the correct answer, your score also. You can get your score from Career Launcher website on the day of IFT. But for that, you will obviously have to key in whatever answers you have marked. You will have a EOMR available on the CLL website. Okay. So be ready for that. But at this point of time, say make sure you attend these sessions. And some of you have pointed out that a couple of PDFs are not available. All that will be available tomorrow. If there's anything else which you find missing, please don't hesitate in shooting an email to me. Okay? All the best. I will close the session for the day now. Thank you very much. Okay. Okay, my email ID is gp@careerlauncher.com. Those of you who don't have it, careerlauncher.com, gp@careerlauncher.com. If you have difficulty remembering that, you could just leave a message on my blog also. I will get back to you on that. Okay. So, okay. Okay, great. Thank you very much. Good night. All the best.
me some money. Get out. Yeah, well, I'm not a sex worker, Tracy. I don't have sex for a living. Neither do we. Neither do they. You've got charisma. No, that's charisma over there.